Hi everybody, so glad you're here with me again today to sing some songs, read a book, and just hopefully have a good time. All right, let's sing a song. Ready? Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. There's a Father up above, and he's looking down in love. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. There's a Father up above, and he's looking down in love. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Oh, be careful, little hands, what you do. Oh, be careful, little hands, what you do. There's a Father up above, and he's looking down above. So be careful, little hands, what you do. Oh, be careful, little feet, where you go. Oh, be careful, little feet, where you go. There's a Father up above, and he's looking down in love. Oh, be careful, little feet, where you go. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. There's a Father up above, and he's looking down in love. So be careful, little mouth, what you say. All right, let's do one more song. Ready? Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed, let not my enemies triumph over me. Remember not the sins of my youth. Remember not the sins of my youth. Oh my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed, let not my enemies triumph over me. Yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed, let not my enemies triumph over me. All right, let's read a story. We're going to read the Lorax. All right. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today, where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it here, and why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where that grickle grass grows, the old one-slur still lives there. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the one-slur, don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum, cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffered moof. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents in the nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail and makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you've paid him away in his snub, in his secret strange hole in his grooveless glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Slup. Down slups the whisper of a phone to your ear, and the old onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he reads as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swummy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the right rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees. All my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt the great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop, and I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked, I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees on their tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset, and he shouted and puffed, What is that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I am being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed's to find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. It has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool thneed. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. For just at that minute, a chap came along. He thought that the thneed I knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. After the Lorax, you poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all, built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. So get over here fast, take the road to North Nitch, turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch. And on top of it all, the factory I built, the whole Once-er family was working full tilt. We were all knitting thneeds as busy as bees to the sound of the chopping of truffle trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffle trees at one smacker. We were making thneeds 4 times as fast as before, and the Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week, he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, "I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots, who played in the shade in their barbaloot suits, and happily lived eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle fruit to go around. And my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies." They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. "Good luck, boys," he cried, and he sent them away. I, the oncer, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business. Business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I most surely did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory and biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons and biggered the loads of things I shipped out. I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more needs, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes. The old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. "I'm the Lorax," he coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snuffled, he snargled, he sniffed. "Once, sir," he cried with a cruffless croak, "once, sir, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor slummy swans, why, they can't sing a note. Nobody can sing who has smog in his throat." "And so," said the Lorax, "please pardon my cough, they cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here." "What's more," snapped the Lorax as dander was up, "let me say a few words about Gluppity Glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making Gluppity Glup also sloppity slop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old once-learned man, you." "You're gulping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for the gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off, oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that isn't so smeary." And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at Lorax, "Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say, bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir. I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering, and biggering and bigger and biggering, turning more truffle trees into needs, which everyone, everyone, everyone needs." At that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffle tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. All that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance. He gave me a very sad, sad backward glance. As he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he heisted himself and took leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in his mess was a small pile of rocks with the word, unless. What that meant, well, I couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax is perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better, it's not. So, catch, calls the onceler. He let something fall. The truffula seed is the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack, then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. And that's the end of that story. So the onceler didn't take care of the truffle trees, did he, very well? And we're given things by God to take care of, right? He gives us friends and family, gives other things that we needed to take care of, right? We should leave better than how we found it. Kind of like God gave Adam and Eve the Garden of Eden. He told them to take care of it. And there's also a parable of the talents. Talents are money, right? But there's people who had talents to take care of them and make them grow bigger, right? Leave it better than they found it. We should do the same thing with the things we have, right? And with the earth, we take care of the earth and our friends and our family. Take care of them, okay? All right, let's pray. Father in heaven, holy is your name. We come to you today. Thank you for all your blessings. Thank you for all your things you give to us. Thank you for this world we live in. Thank you for the friends we have, the family. I thank you for the things you've given to us, and help us to take care of those things, those people in this earth. Help us to do what you made us do here, take care of things and make things better than we found them. Thank you for all your blessings. Labor on the Holy Spirit. We pray in Son Jesus' name. Amen. All right, till next time. Bye, everybody.